Okay, this is what you look like when you're done. I think that might look pretty clean. What do you think? And that is, of course, the caliper side where all the brake dust was. And of course, the rest of the bike is pretty clean now. You can kind of see how that looks now. Much better. Much better. All right. Well, go get some lunch and go for a ride. Okay, so you've seen the end result. What you can't see in the video is that the white walls are actually slick. They're smooth. Most people use SOS pads or Scotch-Brite. If you take a close look at the white walls, you'll see that they're rough. Yeah, they're white, but they've actually scratched the surface. And each time they go back to clean it again, it gets a little more difficult. And I guess eventually, if you washed them enough, pretty soon you wouldn't have any white walls left. It is pretty thick white rubber, but the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser just does a great job and leaves them slick and smooth. And I even put a coat of wax on them, as you probably heard me say in the video. That helps me clean it the next time. All the grime and brake dust comes off much easier after applying a coat of wax. That being said, there's something else I'd like to say about detergents. I said you don't use anything from under the kitchen sink or out of the bathroom. You use stuff that's specifically designed for automotive finishes or for motorcycles. I don't care if you get it at the Harley shop, some bike shop, or the auto parts store. Just make sure you're not using detergents designed for household use. And I don't care what it is. I mean, there's guys that swear by using Simple Green. Well, yeah, it's great stuff, but it's not designed for what you're using it for. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that have cleaning abilities that will harm rubbers, plastics, and clear coat finishes over time. And there's a reason why there's a difference. I mean, all soaps are not the same. So be careful about what you're using. Another thing that I don't do and will never do is spray anything that's concentrated, a detergent of any kind, just directly on the bike. Don't do it. That stuff gets into places, and if you take a concentrated detergent and put it on your hand and then see how hard it is to rinse that off. You've probably done it before. If you take it and dilute it and then put it on your hand, it's much easier to wash off. Same thing with the stuff that you spray on your bike. If you spray concentrated detergents on your bike, it's going to get into places where you're not going to get it completely rinsed out. This stuff has a wicking ability, and which that's why it cleans the way it does, is because it's a surfactant. It can break things down. It puts things in suspension. It does the same thing with the finishes on your bike and like I say, rubbers and plastics. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Take my word, or don't take my word. Search the internet. You'll find out. Just Google it. The difference between household detergents and automotive detergents. Something else that I don't do is I will not use a pressure washer. I don't care. Yeah, you stand back and don't hit places where you know you're not supposed to. Don't even risk it. I mean, a garden hose with a spray nozzle on it is all you need. And another thing too is washing your bike yourself. It's hands-on. You can find things that may be loose or out of place or something that's missing. It's a personal thing. I mean, get your hands on that bike. I mean, you can probably tell people that actually hand wash their own bikes. And you can tell those that don't. And a lot of guys will tell you that, well, I ride my bike, I don't clean it. Well, what does that tell me about your wife? You know, I mean, come on. Anyway, hope you liked the video. See you on the road. Keep it clean.